Greetings, my fellow freedom loving sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the wonderful, beautiful place called Planet Earth. And today's date is Sunday, September 26, 2021. Oh, yeah, so I'm not going to do any small talk here. Actually, I'm going to narrate an article that came from thenewamerican.com. This is entitled Infrastructure. Bills would usher in Great Reset. House to vote Monday. It's by Peter Rakowski. As it reads here, the U.S. House of Representatives is preparing to vote on a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill that if passed, could pave the way for even a larger bill codifying the Great Reset into U.S. law. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Majority Leader Steny Hoyer announced that the vote over H.R. 3684, titled the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, will occur on Monday. The bill previously passed the Senate on August 10th by a vote of 69-30. So, if passed unamended by the House, it will head to the President for his signature or veto. It's interesting about that because, if I'm correct, this particular infrastructure bill, written by Bernie Sanders, supposedly started in the Senate. Just to let you folks know, it's totally illegal under Article 1, Section 7 of our U.S. Constitution. And it reads that the House are the originators on revenue. Just paraphrasing. Okay, because they're the ones who hold the purse, not the Senate. First goes to the House, then the Senate can readjust and arrange and so forth. So the whole thing's invalid from the very beginning. So it says here, if passed unamended by the House, it will head to the President Joe Biden for a signature or veto. As of this writing, it is unclear whether H.R. 3684 will pass, although several Republicans, pressured by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, are likely to vote for the bill. House Republican leadership is urging members to vote against it. Additionally, the Democrats are divided over the bill, with the furthest left Democrats unwilling to vote for it without more radical measures being simultaneously considered. As the New American previously reported, only 9% of H.R. 3684's spending would go toward actual infrastructure. Furthermore, according to multiple projections, it will add up to $351 billion to the deficit without having any significant economic impact. As TNA also previously reported, the infrastructure lacking bipartisan bill includes the following radical provisions. Mandates that states create carbon reduction programs, with the federal government choosing which plans to accept or reject. Creates a pilot program for a mileage tax, which tracks how many miles individuals drive, something that will infringe on Americans' privacy, penalize drivers in low-density areas, and making driving too costly for some Americans. Requires car companies to equip all vehicles with advanced alcohol monitoring systems. Allows the federal government to bypass Buy American rules, promoting outsourcing to countries such as Communist China. And remember, you got some of these idiots in there saying, "Oh yeah, we're pro-union." Yeah, talk about hypocrisy to the core here, right? Enables mass migration by funding border crossing and migrant welcome centers, which include $0 for border wall construction. So, going to continue on here. Defines gender identity as a protected class. Enacts racial quotas for broadband spending. Rewards states that support and facilitate illegal immigration to the United States, also for broadband spending. And Amtrak's policy goals of creating a profit and seeking to minimize costs. Includes multiple radical climate change provisions, including over $50 billion to protect against climate change and $21 billion for environmental remediation. Additional HR 3684 will modernize the power grid to accommodate green energy, and among other provisions, the bipartisan bill includes $39 billion for public transportation, $15 billion altogether for electric transportation, $65 billion for broadband, and $30 billion cryptocurrency tax. How nice and considerate are they, right? Good grief. Just never really dawns on me, folks. It never did. I just get a big kick out of that. All this feds know best. Government overreach. Oh, yeah, federal government overreach, to be exact. How progressives pushing for $3.5 trillion bill. Regardless of whether H.R. 3684 passes, far-left Democrats are pushing for another significantly more extremist $3.5 trillion spending bill. They intend to pass it through the reconciliation process that only requires a simple majority to pass, thus bypassing the filibuster. Congressional Democrats are already working on this bill, with both House and Senate having passed Senate Concurrent Resolution 14, which paves the way for it. Although not yet having a bill number, Democrats have dubbed it the Build Back Better Act. Yep, New World Order 101, right? An obvious reference to a globalist United Nations program. Ain't that sweet, guys? We should just be like the rest of the world. Foreign influences will cowbells around our necks and go, moo. I love being a herconformist. It makes me gives me more masculinity. So, I will continue on here. Democrats are seeking to cram as many of their far-left policy goals as possible into this $3.5 trillion bill, which could actually cost up to $5.5 trillion. These goals include, by 2030, mandate a 50% reduction in carbon emissions, along with 8% clean energy. Multiple other climate change provisions, including tax incentives, a civilian climate corps that employs up to 1.5 million people, weatherizing and electrifying buildings, and other measures to rig the U.S. economy in favor of green energy. A carbon tariff that will essentially sanction countries that don't confirm the green agenda. So, how nice is that, right? So they want to do the Green New Deal. Yay, AOC talked about that. Well, even though it's a shamble, who gives a damn, right? Because we need Green the New Deal. Good grief. A major expansion of Medicare, possibly including towering the eligibility age along with Medicaid, paid family and medical leave, among expanding other social programs, universal pre-K, which is part of the left's plan to subvert the family, free community college. Yes, so they're gonna, so even they want a free community college, they'll give you free crap and low quality, and even high quality too. So like, wow, it is unbelievable. The blatantly unconstitutional Globalist Pro Act, which is a partisan giveaway to labor unions that will further integrate the U.S. into trade agreements like the USMCA. And I have my flaws on that, even though Donald Trump signed it. There's some discrepancies in there. People need to start looking at these things. A significant funding increase for the IRS to enable it to take even more of Americans' income than it already does. Yay! Potentially a national plastic tax and a debt ceiling increases tax on Americans making more over $50,000 and raises the corporate tax to a level higher than Communist China's. Okay, sorry about that. Looks like I hit that by accident. Enacts portions of the PRO Act, which would entrench the power of labor unions over businesses and workers, and potentially gives amnesty to 6.7 million illegal aliens. Potential amnesty for illegal aliens is a small victory for conservatives. The Senate parliamentarian struck down a proposal to add even a broader mass amnesty to the bill, but Democrats still want to attach other immigration-related provisions to the bill. So they don't want to they want to cater to illegal aliens. I don't care if they're whiter than me with the same surname. It's part of the Club of Rome propaganda machine. Trojan horse for Marxism. As is evident that when viewing both bills' provisions, the two infrastructure bills would implement a wide range of socialist policies, reassessment of the Great Reset. Environmentalists recognize the plan's potential to implement their agenda, according to the left-wing Atlantic magazine. If you want the United States to act as a national level to fight climate change, this bill is it. This is the climate bill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made a similar statement. I will not pass an infrastructure package that first doesn't reduce carbon position at the scale commensurate with the climate crisis. We are going to have a strong, bold climate bill. Yeah, my favorite senator in the United States, Chuck Gino Boy Schumer. I'm sorry, Huey and Dewey, and it's funny because people still support these clowns like him. Come on. Furthermore, Senator Ed Markey, Democrat from Massachusetts, has publicly stated that the Green New Deal is in the DNA of the so-called infrastructure bill. It is not an exaggeration to state that the future of the United States and liberty itself is at stake with these two infrastructure bills. House Republicans, if they value liberty, would be wise to stick together and vote against H.R. 3684 on Monday, to urge your U.S. representatives and senators to reject both the bipartisan H.R. 3684 and the partisan $3.5 trillion Build Back Better Act. Visit John Birch Society's legislative alert here. I know that for sure. Wow. Totally insane, I would say. More federal intervention, centralization, conflicts with the 10th Amendment, and James Madison contradicts the anti-commandeering doctrine, of course. The states can say no, plain and simple, because they want to put that carrot out there and see how many people in the states. Oh, please, we need it. We need the money. This is very dangerous, folks. And even with the whole labor organization and so forth, it can actually conflict with the right to work states. So more, like I said, will deprive states' rights. So these bills are illegal. Period. Okay, because James Madison rejected a bill on infrastructure by the federal government. All you gotta do is look this up, and it's totally insane for sure. So I encourage everyone to contact your House of Representatives. Tell them you're supposed to hold the purse. You're the originators, not the Senate. So you can say it's both bills like totally null and void anyway. So I encourage no, because one thing for sure, they want a one world government. Okay, that is a fact. All you gotta do is look. Here's some of the idiots that are up there right now. Self-explanatory. So I encourage everyone to petition no on these bills and tell them we don't need it. And that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share this throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something interesting, check out whatever you do, please send your correspondence to the quorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnote of this article on my speaker page. If you want to contact me via email, you can go to lookylucknumbers03@protonmail.com. If you want to do a donation, you can go to paypal.me or cash.app/lookylucknumber3. If you want to support the New American, subscribe, donate. That would be great. Always admire their information. I think everyone has their differences, but one thing about them, especially in the political area, they have a lot of facts. So I would say support them, and you won't regret it. All right, folks. Once again, thank you for your time. Please always remember that the demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.